Good morning and welcome to News First Prime Time Sunrise.
Hello there, very good morning and welcome to News First Prime Time Sunrise with me, Shen Silva. Let's start off with a look at your headlines. GSP Plus concessions likely to be provided to Sri Lanka before January next year. New circular that addresses shortcomings faced by pensioners comes into effect from today. And national anti-drug drive organized by Newsfirst, Sirasa and Shakti to commence in the north. On to your stories in detail. Now, the Ministry of External Affairs says that Sri Lanka faces a loss of 1 billion rupees annually as a result of the GSP Plus concessions being withdrawn. Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs Ajit P. Pereira said that accordingly the government is focusing its attention on acquiring the GSP Plus concessions once again.
The Deputy Minister said that to date, discussions have been carried out with the European Commission in order to secure the GSP Plus concessions. He said that the officials of the European Commission have reached a favourable agreement with regards to allowing these concessions for Sri Lanka once again. The Deputy Minister noted that the GSP Plus concessions could be provided to Sri Lanka even before January 2016.
On to another story that made the headlines this morning. Now, the government has introduced a new circular that will address the shortcomings faced by pensioners. Secretary to the Ministry of State Administration, G. Dadalage, stated that he had signed the relevant document in this regard yesterday.
Speaking to News First, the Ministry Secretary noted that the regulations of the circular will come into effect from today. He added that the new circular had been formulated consequent to extensive research that had been carried out in this regard. The circular will aim to address the shortcomings faced by close to 350,000 pensioners in the country.
On to other local stories. Now, the Wildlife Department says that they are facing a problem of elephant deaths as a result of the animals consuming hakkapatas.
According to the Wildlife Department, 18 elephants in 2013, 13 elephants in 2014 and 11 elephants as of April 2015 have died by consuming hakkapatas. The highest number of elephant deaths by consumption of hakkapatas have been recorded in Trincomalee. 250 wild elephants die annually as a result of human activity.
An individual has died in the Saliyapura Hatara area region in Anuradhapura after a tree collapsed on him.
Our correspondent said that the tragedy occurred when the deceased sat under the tree that was chopped halfway. Relatives of the individual said that passers-by had warned him that the tree was falling, but owing to a shortcoming in hearing, he had not heard them. The deceased was a 44-year-old father of two.
Minister of Internal Transport Ranjit Madhubabandar says that the United National Party is prepared to extend its support to the 20th Amendment to the Constitution. The minister made this statement while participating at the opening ceremony of a technical laboratory at the Mari Arava Mahavidyalaya in Munaragala.
The event was held as part of the national program to restructure primary and secondary schools in the country. The United National Party has from the start always stated that this country's electoral system needs to be changed. We in the United National Party say that the electoral system needs to be changed while keeping the number of seats in Parliament to 225. The United National Party is ready to provide its support on this basis.
State Minister of Finance Mahinda Samarasinghe says that a new electoral system must be used to ensure the upcoming elections with the least amount of shortcomings.
The State Minister made this statement during the second phase of providing maintenance subsidies of 2,500 rupees to small tea estate owners at the Sri Gurugoda Vashishwara Dharmayatana in Horana yesterday. More than 750 small tea estate owners participated at the event. I think this is a historic moment. Just as much as everyone collectively passed the 19th Amendment, they should pass the 20th Amendment as well. However, even if they pass the 20th Amendment, we do not know if the next election will be held under the new system or the old one. My personal opinion is that the next election should be held with minimum shortcomings based on the new electoral system, given that we have all united to change the present one. If not, this will be a joke.
අඩුපාඩු හුඟක් අඩු අලුත් මැතිවරණ ක්‍රමය පදනම් කරගෙන ඊළඟ මහ මැතිවරණය පැවැත්විය යුතුයි කියලා. නැත්නම් අත් වශයෙන්ම විහිළුවක් වෙනවා.
The 18th edition of the Newsfirst Gammadda program is set to commence in Hambantota at 3 p.m. today. In the past, Newsfirst has highlighted the numerous problems faced by the people of Hambantota, especially in the light of the extensive development that took place in the area in the recent past. Other topics that will be discussed at today's Gammadda program is the wild elephant problem that is faced by the people of Hambantota, drinking water shortages and agricultural-based problems. Minister of Housing and Samurdhi Sajid Premadasa will grace the 18th edition of Newsfirst Gammadda in order to help resolve the problems faced by the people of Hambantota. The Gammadda program will be telecast live at 3 p.m. and we urge the people of Hambantota to be present at the event in order to receive the solutions to the problems they face. Morning, and as mentioned in your headlines this morning, the National Anti-Drug Drive organized by Newsfirst, Sirasa and Shakti together with the Dangerous Drugs Control Board will commence in the north of the island today. The drive incidentally coincides with International Drug Prevention Day, which also falls today. Newsfirst Krishan Devasigayam spoke to Shevan Daniel of the Capital Maharaja Organization Limited regarding the drive.
Good morning, Shevan. Can you tell our viewers and listeners why did the network, that is Newsfirst, Sirasa and Shakti, decide to launch and be involved in the National Anti-Drug Drive?
Good morning, Krishan, and good morning to all our listeners. As we all know, the drug menace is increasingly the scourge of our society. Newsfirst has been reporting and exposing on the increasing prevalence of dangerous drugs in our towns, in our villages. It's beginning to affect our young people. As we all know, dangerous drugs not only affect our present but also our future. They affect our health, they destroy our lives, break up families, and of course can paralyze entire economies. There are examples from all around the world which we can use as a warning, as a caveat, to ensure that we don't allow Sri Lanka and our society to slip into that sort of situation where we cannot control it. This is why Newsfirst, Sirasa and Shakti decided that it was time that we did something about it. But of course, I joined together with several organizations that are experts and specialize in this field so that they could support us and that we might be able to create awareness on just how dangerous things are at present, and we really need to do something about it.
Okay, Shevan, could you enlighten our viewers and listeners once again on the background of the National Anti-Drug Drive?
Well, the background is that it will be an island-wide door-to-door campaign. This is going to be an extremely difficult task, but we're up to it. We start today in the northern province. So we go to Jaffna, Kilinochi, Muleitivu, Babunia, and Mana. And of course, that doesn't mean we're just going to those towns alone. We'll be going deep into various villages in those areas, Kotadi, Kangapuram, Navatakudu, etc. And of course, Mana, Talemanar within the Mana Island as well. It will be around 72 islands across the country. That's what we're targeting, and we're doing this in partnership with the National Dangerous Drugs Control Board. We'll be accompanied by police officers and our own staff members as well. And what we're attempting to do is go into families, go into homes, and explain to them the real situation as it stands right now in Sri Lanka, what kind of warning signs to look out for, and importantly, what to do in the event that they are affected by the drug menace.
Thank you, Shevan.
And that's a look at this edition of Newsfirst Primetime Sunrise. It was a pleasure having you with us, and hope you have a great day ahead.
Hotline 0114-896-896. www.newsfirst.lk. Feedback at newsfirst.lk.